Well, welcome to the MyPointIs Podcast. Today, my name is AJ, and I will be one of your hosts. With me, I have one and only Tobias Gal, and Jihad goes by Jay. On this podcast, we'll be covering a range of topics from pro sports to music, culture, cartoons, movies, anything that our minds can come across. Today, we'll be diving into some NFL season predictions. So, to begin, we're going to go division by division and go over who we think, records, anything of that sort. And we're going to start off with Tobias. So, Tobias, let me pull up yours.
Ooh, this is fun, boys. This is gonna be a fun pod.
Yes, sir. I'm selling the bag right now.
You want me to just go ahead or what? Because I can just talk about it because I got it pulled up too.
Yeah. You could talk.
All right, bet. So we all did this little playoff predictor drink where we could pull up the whole everybody's um schedule every single game. So we got the exact records of what we think. We just picking win loss. And obviously you don't have into account all the injuries and stuff, but it's just fun picking wins and losses. So for the AFC East, I think that's where we're gonna start. I got the Bills, one, obviously, 11-6. Patriots, surprise number two, 11 at 11-6. Jets, number three at 6-11, and the Miami Dolphins as the last team in the AFC East at 5-12. Go ahead,
So,
John.
Well, go ahead. Talk about yours first.
Oh, you want me to, I mean, the Bills,
Yeah.
obviously, they're just, the Bills, Josh Allen, MVP, doing his thing. I got some losses in there. I think they got a game against Cincinnati. I got them beating the Chiefs. I got them losing to the Ravens week one, a couple hard games. But, they got the MVP. They got Super Bowl caliber roster, I believe, is just putting it together this year, hopefully. The Patriots, they got an easy schedule, yo. Drake May, second year. Mike Vrabel's kicking ass, taking names, doing his thing.
yeah,
And
that is one thing we talked about. The Patriots for that schedule, I don't know how they ended up with a schedule,
light
but
schedule.
we'll go once we go over our picks. But yeah, we all have the Patriots finishing
You
with
feel me
a
though?
significant amount of wins. The first time we all went through this, we all almost kind of had the Patriots with 13 plus wins, just looking at their schedule.
Very true. Very true.
Light schedule. Lucky them. But Jets
Yeah.
6-11. Justin Fields is not probably the quarterback of the future. But Aaron Glenn first year wanted to take a chance on a black QB. Paid him, I think they paid him $30 million, but it's like he can't throw. That's why
Yeah,
he wasn't the quarterback for the Steelers. But, he got his guy, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. They can, make some magic. They got Brees Hall. They got a good defense. Aaron Glenn is a defensive coach. I think they could get 6, 7, 8 wins. I got them at 6. Miami Dolphins, I am out on this team for Miami. Miami is usually the team that starts off fast in September, but they're having off-season drama. You got a couple veterans on the defense that's hurt. I don't think they might be the Carolina Panthers last year when it comes to run defense. It might just get real bad for the Miami Dolphins. So I got them finishing with 5 wins and 12 losses.
let's go over it. Let's see. So Jihad, this is what your picks are looking like.
All right. Yeah, I got the Bills
Seemingly,
going 14-3 here. I just think Josh Allen will keep the guys motivated. They're a tight knit group. And I think that matters in the NFL. As much as we want to say it doesn't, the camaraderie will get you an extra win or so here and there. I think
in
Buffalo's
those
just a
close
tight
in
knit
those
group.
close games, for sure.
Right. So I think that's gonna gel them to a 14-3 record. I could also see them going anywhere from 11 wins to 14 wins. So I kind of just took the higher there. I got the Patriots, like I said, going 11-6.
It seems like
Um,
you're matching up with Tobias on that one.
yeah, I have them going 11-6. Like I said, like he said, Rabel, he's a hard nosed coach, and I think their number one draft pick, Will Campbell, help strengthening up that offensive line. Their defense
LSU
was
guy.
was pretty good. Yep, go Tigers. I think he's a dog, and I think he fits exactly what Variable wants to do. And New England's gonna kind of restart their dynasty, I think, and I think this year is the first step towards that. And I believe, them being able to run the ball and get nasty and have a strong defense is the start of that. So 11-6, like you said, easy schedule. I can see them, pushing for it. I got the Jets going 5-12. I think it's, they're gonna start
The
to
Jets are the Jets.
they're gonna start to find their strides, though. I do. I don't know. They're gonna pick
I
up a
don't.
quality win here or there.
I don't disagree with you on that. I do think this year the Jets, like last year with Rodgers being what it
It was a
is,
crapshoot. It was they
yeah,
didn't know
and
what
the
they were
owner and the team,
getting.
yeah, everything
It was
was,
a lot.
yeah. With Aaron Glenn there, I definitely see them starting to find
I
some
think they're
sort
gonna
of
build the culture
Identity.
direction.
of Mark Sanchez's first few years under the Rex Ryan era, when they had Darrell Revis and Antonio Cromartie, and they're gonna start to build some of those characteristics. Not saying they'll get to that point, but I think they'll start. And I do think Justin Fields will be their quarterback for at least the next 3 to 5 years.
Ooh, nice take.
Yeah, depends. Yeah, I could see unless there's some true prospect that comes out that's just
Absolutely.
absolute like next level, and they somehow end up in a bad year. I definitely could see Fields being there for a few more years just while they try to get the direction going.
And I got the Dolphins 14-3. I am with Tobias here. I don't
Four
see
and
him.
13, 4 and 13. But yeah,
I don't. Yeah, sorry.
Dolphins.
4-13.
Dolphins
Yeah,
are a train wreck.
I love Devin A. Chain. I think he's the bright spot on that team. I think he is an amazing athlete, and obviously Waddle, Hill. That's enough to win
No,
you some games. But the uncertainty with Tua, I don't think their line is good enough. They're gonna go against some good defensive lines this year.
no.
If they get after him, he's in trouble. I think his health is, obviously the most important thing, and I just don't think they're going to be able to keep him healthy. You lose Ramsey, you lose just a bunch of guys. Yeah, you get Minka, but I don't think the culture is very good there. It's a lot, and I love the coach. I just Miami's a crapshoot. They're going to become the new Jets. That's just the
Yeah,
truth.
they are definitely a dumpster fire. Yeah, they have no true direction. I feel like they just have no idea what they want to do, where they want to go. And a big sign of that, when I was looking at the NFL top 100 list, I completely like Tyreek Hill was rated the number one player in 2024. And this year he ended up as somewhere in like the 60s or 70s, and that
That's
just goes to
crazy
show
as hell.
like. Right? But that's how crazy the NFL is. Like 2 years ago, the Dolphins it seemed like they had an idea, direction. They're fighting with the Bills for that
The
AFC East spot.
AFC, yeah,
And
and
now
they're right
just
there now.
one season later, going into 2 seasons later, they are
It's
they're
nuts.
people look at them worse than the Jets, which is crazy. But going to my picks for the AFC East, we're pretty much all in line here. I got the Bills at 14-3. Like I said, I'm with you, Jahad, where I can definitely see us winning as low as 11 games. But I could also see us winning 16 games. All depends how a few of these one-score games go. But the only losses I see them having right now, I got one against the Patriots, I got one against the Eagles, and I got one against that Ravens opening night. But like I said, we could win that game against the Ravens. That's 15 wins. Sweep the Patriots, that's 16 wins. So I could see somewhere between that range, between 16 and 11. Pats at 12-5. Like we said, for some reason, just going through it, the Pats have an easy schedule, it seems like. And with Vrabel, Drake May, defense stepping up, I think the Patriots are somewhat back to being the Patriots. So I can definitely see them getting 12 wins. Jets at 6-11. We just talked about them. They're going to definitely see them starting to take a step in the right direction this year, but that's they got a way to go. And Miami, nothing needs to be said. They got to figure it out. Well, since I'm on I'll just stay right here. Let's move over to the AFC North. Right now, I got the Bengals finishing at 14-3. I think that this is the thing, as long as they don't get off to a slow start like they do most years, the Bengals, I don't see a reason why they couldn't win. They should average more than 11 to 12 wins a year. They just somehow, for some reason, start slow and have to find it at the end of the season. But as long as they don't start slow, I definitely see them with 14 wins. Ravens as well. And I just got the Bengals winning a tiebreaker over them. But I do have them splitting a game. And the reason why I have the Bengals above is I think like we talked about, I think the Ravens will probably end up losing to the Steelers and Browns. And I think the Bengals will probably take the games against them. And that's probably end up giving them the tiebreaker in that division. The Steelers at 6-11. I looking at this now, they probably will end up 500 or better as they normally do every single year. That's the Mike Tomlin effect. But I don't see them any sort of competition or any better or worse than they were last season with Aaron Rodgers replacing Justin Fields. They lost Pickens and got Metcalf, but once again, in that Steelers organization, they're just in limbo. I feel like every year where, they're 500, but then you're just asking to either get blown out in the first round of the playoffs or just slightly miss the playoffs, and then you're back to the same thing you were the year before. I don't understand how Steeler fans can deal with every single year being the true definition of mid. And the Browns, I do think that they have some hope with Shadur, but that organization is probably one of the few worse than Miami at this point. I could easily see them not winning a game this year. Maybe they win 4 or 5, but I got them going 1-16. Move over, Tobias. What you got for the AFC North?
AFC North. All right, y'all. This is where we start to separate with our takes. I got the Ravens, the number one in the North, 14-3. Don't remember exactly what games I had them losing. I think I had them losing to the Chiefs and maybe a game against the Steelers and the Browns, one of them two. But it's like the Ravens know what they need to do. Lamar has a 2-time MVP. He's trying to get his ring. Last year in that game, a lot of people blame Mark Andrews. Some people blame Lamar Jackson. That first half pick was atrocious. And I honestly thought that was the reason his first half performance was the reason why they lost. So I think Lamar Jackson is a man on a mission, and I have the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. But that starts with a 14-3 regular season from Lamar Jackson and his Ravens, followed by the Bengals. Joe Burrow, 11. I give them 11 wins, 11-6. Their defense is not good enough to be up there with the Ravens. In my opinion, that's just me, but I'll still give them 11. I think they'll have a top 5 offense. Steelers, they got a historically good defense over there in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame QB. DK Metcalf. You got Pat Freiermuth. I think they added Jonnu Smith in the offseason. DK Metcalf. Bad O-line. Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old and does not want to get hit. But if you can keep him low scoring, 20 to 17 games, you can squeeze out 9 or 10 wins. Cleveland, they somehow always beat the Ravens or the Bengals in one of those games they shouldn't win. So that's one. And, the Browns are fun. I mean, they don't have Jameis Winston this year, but, so many quarterbacks. It's like you can't be 0-17 with 6 quarterbacks on the roster, can you? I mean, you can, theoretically speaking, but that's just be sad. So Ravens 1, Bengals 2, Steelers 3, Browns 4. That's what I got.
And I definitely I can see why you got that. Obviously I have the record for the Bengals a little bit better, but I could easily see them dropping down to 11 wins. And like I said, Steelers every year somehow they're going to end up 500 or around there. So I don't doubt that at all. John, your AFC North prediction, sir?
I got the Ravens 14-3.
Really?
Kind of agree. I think
you don't have the Bengals winning the division as a Bengals fan.
as a Bengals fan, I just don't. Okay, they have the Bengals number, and as much as they could put up the points, that defense is physical. Okay, and that's what a lot of people just don't really realize. Of yeah, they're good. That defense is good. They have dogs across the board. Okay, um, Harbaugh will have those guys playing like their hair is lit on fire. They're gonna be flying around. I'm not worried about the offense. They're gonna score points. They can win in a multitude of ways, right? They can beat you by just, running the ball and keeping the ball the whole time and forcing you to just punt them the ball back. They can beat you by their defense, forcing you to make mistakes. They can beat you by, you know, just Lamar making plays and launching the ball downfield if he needs to. They could beat you schematically. It's a million ways to win. Now, the biggest factor from them this year is going to be the fact that Justin Tucker is not the kicker. Okay. And I think a lot of people are forgetting about that, right?
I
And,
completely forgot about that until right
and
now.
a
I,
lot of
I
people
I completely forgot about that until right now. It's a fact.
gotta understand they don't beat the Bengals twice without Justin Tucker. They don't win these games without him. So to have a rookie kicker now, this is gonna change a lot. And
Yeah,
so
but
this
Justin
is
Tucker
this
wasn't the
is
same last year.
Yeah, I
but
was
it
towards
but
the end of the
it
season. He definitely started to fall off, I
correct.
feel.
Correct. And that's but it's the having the chemistry, with your holder and those type of things where now the timing might be messed up.
Oh
A,
yeah, no,
a kid can get blocked
100%.
now.
Yeah,
You know what I
special
mean?
special teams are so underrated. Like people they don't
Instead of
understand. They
Lamar
they
only
really don't
needing
understand.
40 yards on this drive, now he needs 55, 60, and that could just, make all the difference, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll bring this up in another part, but I also feel like underrated aspect that I completely forgot about it until I went to the Bills preseason game the other day. The new kickoff rule where it's not the ball starts at the 35 now if you don't
wow.
put it in the landing zone. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. That because I was like the ball starting at the 35. That is very. We'll talk about that, but that just talking about the kicking the special teams, like that's such an underrated aspect, and
Right.
that's something that's popped in my head. It's like, yeah, there's some rule changes this year. And speaking of Tuck, like he fell off towards last year with the whole with his whole situation.
Right.
Do you think that might have been a reason why he started to fall off last year? That he knew what was going. Obviously, he knew what was going on, and that might have been an
Think
incoming situation.
no, I think he was hurt, to be honest. If you want me to be completely honest, shout out to the Locked On podcast. Um, and everyone in that organization and that whole ordeal. But I was watching a crossover episode, and I believe it was one of the weeks they were playing the Browns in that snow game, and we got the infamous quote from Jameis Winston saying, "God has blessed me to play in some
To
snow,"
play in some
right?
snow. Oh
So
man, what a game.
they were talking that Thursday, and they said, Tucker was seen at practice, and he was, limping. He wasn't going through stretches normally, like how he does. It's just he wasn't himself. So maybe a little bit, and maybe he could have been playing it off as an injury, but I just know he wasn't himself. And even Evan McPherson, like for the Bengals, he wasn't himself last year either, and he was dealing with a hamstring injury. And as a kicker, that's important. You know what I mean? So besides that, I do see the Ravens still being on top of this division because they're so physical. Now they can win 14 games. I can see them winning anywhere between 12 and 14, just like the Bills. Me personally, I have the Ravens the one seed and the Bills two, but I can see them flip flop, or I can see the Bengals stealing a game and them having the same record and the Bengals winning the division. But right now, I got them at 12-5. Um, just with this whole Trey Henderson thing, I think he will still play on the contract. Um, but until it's done, that defense is not there yet. They're not gelled together yet. Okay. If anyone watched the preseason game, Tanner McKee lit them the fuck up. Okay,
Ooh.
but you got rookies out there. It's Al Gooden's first time calling the defense for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was very vanilla, a lot of too high um, looks, and it was just the bare minimum. And if you're a play caller and you have your backup quarterbacks turn, you can really much dice it up. They didn't send a lot of heat, but Shamar Stewart, he is a man child. Within 2 years, he's going to be one of the best D linemen in the league. I'm
Yeah,
telling
that
you,
guy's pretty
this is
freaking good.
not me as a Bengals fan just going out and saying this. That dude is massive and he's fast.
Aren't you
Him
gonna like
learning
not pay
under
that guy?
Trey, what?
So weren't
Well,
you gonna like
yeah,
not pay that
well,
guy?
well, it was because of the whole guaranteed money. That's the same issue that they have with Trey Hendrickson. It's guaranteed money. It was the money was fine, but it wasn't guaranteed. So that's a problem they're having. Hopefully they get it figured out. I got the Bengals though, 12-5. That offense is gonna win them a lot of games. Hopefully the defense will not lose them a lot of games, right?
So,
But they have some bright spots. DJ Ivy, he played bad in the preseason game, but I think he's gonna be good. Cam Taylor Britt is one of my favorite, like up and coming defensive players. Look out for him. Okay, he's gonna have an amazing year this year. If he can get away from pass interference calls where he's a little too handsy, he's gonna. I can see him leading the league in interceptions. Absolutely. Um,
interesting take.
they got a couple backers. Logan Wilson was hurt last year. He's back. He's gonna be playing like his hair's on fire. So they have a shot. I got the Steelers 11-6. I do think the Steelers have the best defense in the league. Okay, you just got Jalen Ramsey. You got a whole bunch of new corners. You added a bunch of pieces in the secondary, and you revamped. You paid T.J. Watt. You paid the guys you needed to pay, right? And they're just not doing anything except reloading. Okay, Alex Highsmith, like they reload at certain positions. So they're just like the Ravens. They're super physical and they're gonna go hard. You get DK Metcalf and I get Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and you don't know what you're gonna get there, but the type of football that they play in the AFC North, you don't need Aaron Rodgers to do a lot. You don't. Come October, November,
Very
hand the
true.
football off and just let them, make your slants, your out routes, all those type of things, those short gains, and let your defense win you the football games. So that's that with the Steelers. But even at 11-6, I do have them missing the playoffs. Sadly. Um, I don't think that they'll get in. And once
Like I
again, the
said, no,
Browns,
like I said, even if
three and
they did get
14.
in, even if they did get in, the Steelers would.
Yeah, first
They
round
got
exit anyways.
no
So
chance. No chance.
Browns 3-14. I would have put them a little bit higher, had they had Judkins, had he had his situations figured out. Um, they don't have enough pieces right now. And it sucks for Miles Garrett because I really want him to get in the playoffs and have him wreck some games. I think it would be good for football, but they're just not
Yeah,
there. They're
the
just not there yet.
yeah, it's weird to say, but the Browns they have a playoff defense. Like
Yeah.
they have a playoff defense. They have a defense that you want in the playoffs. Good coverage. They can get to the quarterback. They're physical. Like they have a really good and offensive wise, like it's just I feel like the season's just too long. Like give the Browns a couple
Absolutely.
like the Browns over like a 4-game span, they could they could do some damage. But the fact that the season is so long and the Browns organization is the Browns, like time is not on their side.
No, I
For
agree.
the Steelers, dude, I feel I've felt like this for a couple of years now. I feel like the Steelers' best situation it would to just really have an absolutely terrible year, like to really just have
So that they could get a good draft pick.
yeah,
But the
because
Steelers are never gonna bottom out because they're the Steelers.
I know, and
Yeah, they're
I just feel
unless they get rid of Tomlin, and
and
I
that's
just
such That's just such an
How do you
inevitable.
fire that though, guys?
You
Like
can't.
honestly, how do you
They're
No,
gonna
fire him?
pick him
the
up, right?
Bills.
Somebody else is gonna pick him up.
Yeah, no, the Bills are in the same, basically same situation where, yeah, with McDermott, where we're gonna consistently never win less than 10 games, no matter what. As long as he's our coach and Josh Allen's a quarterback, we'll never win less than 10 games. And that's just like it's like I feel like we might just get to the point of the Steelers where it's like, yeah, it's solid, but that's just the constant. Like, they're fighting for third over with the Ravens and the Bengals, maybe sometimes second, but that's not. You're never gonna truly take over them if you don't have a bad season and get the picks and
Absolutely.
the assets to
To
revamp,
get you back to where you
like
need to be.
like the Ravens and the Bengals, or like the
Right.
Bengals did at least. The Ravens perpetual always successful. So,
Yeah, right.
but
Agree.
we're here with you. Let's move on to the AFC West.
You
All
going
right.
in?
So with the AFC West, right? This is the most interesting by far to me. Okay, they're the Chiefs, 13-4. This is a crapshoot. I was going back and forth a lot. At first I had the Chargers winning the division, then I kind of had to redo it. And then after I had the Chargers winning, I redid it. I had the Broncos winning. And then I kind of dialed it back and was like, all right, let me really focus here and see what I can see happening. I see Mahomes, they found ways to win. I think that defense they have the right culture, so they're gonna start finding ways to win, defensively like they did in the beginning of the year last year. The offense is gonna get going though. I know they are. Andy Reid is the greatest offensive mind the game of football has seen, at least in the NFL. Right. So I think 13-4 is their area. Right. I see them adding a game or losing a game in there, but nothing in between that. They're gonna get 12 plus wins. Um, at the Broncos, 12-5. Okay, Sean Payton, he's like that tier right under Andy Reid. Great offensive mind. He had the quarterback in Bo Nix. Went to the Bengals Broncos game, and Bo Nix, like some of the throws he was just making in warm-ups was just like mind-boggling. Like you couldn't believe it. He is
Bo
is
Nix
is the
truther.
guy.
I'm a Bo Nix truther.
And I did not believe in him. I didn't think until I seen it with my own eyes. That guy is legit. He is legit. That defense is legit. Um, his receivers, his weapons. If they can get back to running the ball like they did 2 years ago, the Broncos have a shot to go deep in the playoffs. Okay? So look out for that.
My boy said he said 0-17 is nuts. To the Saints. We'll get to the Saints, but hey, Jamal, dude, we're not the only. I think, yeah, I got him. Tobias has him 2-15, and I have him 2-15 as well. So we are this show is not high on the Saints this season.
Not
At
a
all.
believer.
What?
But yeah, also got the Chargers at 9-8. I do have them taking a little step back here. And no fault of Harbaugh and those guys, but uh look at the videos that's coming out. Justin Herbert can't throw the ball to himself. He needs some help out there. Okay. That defense is starting to get a little old now. They don't have the weapons that they did before, but it's fucking ridiculous at this point, guys. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. He needs some
Man.
fucking help out there. He needs some fucking help. And until he can get that, Lab and Conkey is just you and Justin Herbert out there.
I will
in
say
the run
so.
game.
I will say he
Shout out to
definitely
Najee.
he needs some
Marion
help.
Hampton.
But we talked about this before. Is it true? Like, I've been trying to, I'm not trying to push this agenda, but it's like, hey, maybe Justin Herbert just isn't him.
Nah, that's not
Yeah,
the right take.
yeah, I'm not there yet. He's had very little, even though they did re-sign
It's always
Keenan Allen.
it's
They got
always if and
Keenan Allen
buts.
back, but hey, that's that. And then
If
lastly,
if
I
and
got
buts
the
were candy and
Raiders
nuts.
Hey
1 and
yo,
16. I'm not a believer. Gino, I think you got a few years in Seattle that did you wonders, and you're gonna go right back to what you used to be. Pete, love you, buddy, but you don't have it like you used to. Okay, no, the Raiders are not it. You got Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty out. He would be great behind a decent line, but let's be real. This isn't the Mountain West. This isn't playing against Oregon. You're not playing against Wyoming. You're not playing against Nevada. You're not playing against UNLV. You're playing against some dogs in the NFL. Okay. You're going against the Broncos defense. You're going against the Chargers. You're going against some real dogs now. And they're going to be back in the backfield hitting you before you can get going. So good luck with that, Ashton Genty. Even though I do believe I also have him winning offensive rookie of the year. But hey,
You can't
not
just
enough
speak
to
on
win
both
them
sides of the
more than
spectrum
one
like
game.
that in one sentence.
I just did.
You're
But
annoying.
yeah, that's that.
What are you gonna do about it, Tobias?
You're annoying, bro. He talking about
Listen,
the Raiders ain't gonna do nothing, but Ashton Jetty gonna win Rookie of the Year, huh? With one
He
win?
could. He
With one
could.
win? Like, are they gonna
He
be
could.
the 2024 Carolina Panthers defense? Is that what you're telling me? With Pete
hey,
Carroll?
Bro, all
if you
right, besides
if
Max
he
Crosby, name me 3 players on the Raiders defense. I'm waiting.
I don't need the
My
players, bro.
my
It's the
point. No,
scheme.
my point. The Raiders will not do shit this year.
One win is
yeah,
crazy, but I hear you.
let's move to Tobias. You got the Raiders with 8. So let's go right through it. You got the Raiders with 8 wins. That's a very big contrast.
As a Seattle guy, man, I'm gonna give Pete Carroll his props.
Ah,
Always give Pete Carroll his props. Geno Smith, I
Blaze is crazy.
was not a fan of Geno last year, bro. He lost us the Rams game. He threw a 108-yard pick six. I can go look that clip up. Oh my God. We lost that game because of Geno Smith. We missed the playoffs by like a game. We should have been the 7th seed, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I got the Chiefs at the 1 seed. 13-4. Patrick Mahomes just lost the Super Bowl in embarrassing fashion. As me and Aaron talked about on the last pod, last time that happened to Mahomes, he came out hot and won the MVP. I think that was the year they lost to the bank. No, that was the year they won.
yeah,
Right?
they beat the 49ers.
Oh yeah, he won the MVP and they won the Super Bowl. So yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to come out hot. Might lose a few games, but you know what Andy Reid and Mahomes and Kelsey do when they get going, they get going. The Broncos, they have made some significant additions on the defensive side. They got Hufanga from the Niners and somebody else. Can't recall on the defense. And Bo Nix is in his 2nd year. Payton is doing his thing. He's an offensive wizard, and they have a top 5 offensive line. And I think they got better running backs this year. Can't remember exactly who they are, but they have a better running back than they had last year. The Chargers, I wanted to get the Chargers to win the division, but Rashawn Slater got hurt. And I'm not 100% sure if it's a season-ending injury, but Rashawn Slater
That's a
got
big
hurt.
injury.
Right, the right tackle got hurt.
Rashawn Slater is out for the rest of the year.
He's off. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was the rest of the year or not. But Rashawn
Yes.
Slater's hurt, and the bro can't catch, like Jahad said. Like, yo, so Lab McConkey and Amarion Hampton gonna have to try, but
Yeah, we were saying that's like it was funny when it was a meme, but it's at this point, yeah, it's just embarrassing.
embarrassing, man.
It's
And
genuinely just embarrassing.
but yeah, got the Chargers 9-8, Raiders 8-9. I think Pete Carroll can squeeze out 8 wins of this team. Tom Brady is up there in the front office with the owner. I think he got Pete Carroll for a reason because he knew
Judge, you're muted.
he knew.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
He
you never. Hey, sometimes,
word
dude,
last time.
every time we're gonna call this dude, mutes himself for 20 minutes, and then gets mad that we aren't responding to him. Hey, buddy, your mic's not on. Everything like that.
Yeah, as long as he's aware that he's muted this time. Yeah, but the Raiders just I have faith in Pete Carroll that he can. I think they got Pete Carroll in the building for a reason, trusting that he can get the offense in the right spot. You know, him and Geno, not obviously expected to win the division, but 7, 8, 9 wins is probably a good first season for the Raiders over in Vegas.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's see. me, I got the Broncos and the Chiefs tying at 13-4. And I got the Broncos taking the tiebreaker over the Chiefs and them winning the division. Like we said before, I'm a Bo Nix truther. I'm a Sean Payton truther. That defense, if not the Rams, they have, in my eyes, they have best defense in the NFL. And I just Bo Nix and that offense is definitely going to take another step this year. So got them with 13 wins. Chiefs, I don't think we need. We both said the Chiefs are the Chiefs. 13 wins for the Chiefs. I feel like that's just an automatic baseline for them. But like we said, that I do think Mahomes, if they ended up winning 15, 16 games this year, wouldn't be surprised. Because like we talked about before, when Mahomes that year after he lost to the Super Bowl, went on an absolute tear, 5,000 plus yards, 45 plus touchdowns, MVP, Chiefs offense, number one in the NFL. I think it ended up being a top 10 offense of all time. It was absolutely ridiculous. And then I got the Chargers at 12-5. But like you said, with that Slater injury, I could definitely see them somewhat slipping up a little bit. But yeah, this division between the Broncos and the Chiefs, I still don't see them overtaking them anyway. And the Raiders, I'm not as low as them as Jihad, but I'm definitely not as high on them as you are. I got them finishing at 4-13. I think that's reasonable. They've got nothing special going on. If they can pull some close games out, maybe they can get to 7-8 wins. If they lose some close games, they can easily end with 1 or 2 wins. But yeah, I got them finishing around that area. So I think we're all in pretty agreement with the AFC West. I think we're all pretty much. You go ahead.
Go ahead. Say a half sentence.
Right.
But my thing is, he also had Tyreek Hill at that point, and I get it. You can say Xavier Worthy.
Wait, what? What are you talking? You get see. This is why I said you were muted, because I'm guaranteed.
No, I got a call. I got a call. But you guys were saying how after they lost Super Bowl, that's when they still had Tyreek, right? The next year. I ain't getting this correct.
Yes, that was their last year with Tyreek.
When they lost the Super Bowl?
No, when they won the Super Bowl the next year, and then he signed the big contract with Miami the year after that.
Okay, right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The year that they lost, right? They still had Tyreek, and they had a different dynamic because they could still take the top off and have full trust in Tyreek Hill. I feel like
can't they do that this year?
And they did have a prime. Travis Kelce was younger too.
Exactly.
I could see that point. I could see the point you're making.
Yeah, he has to start dialing it back. He's not going to be their every down tight end anymore. He can't block as well as he used to before. Not saying he was always the blocking type, but I think his finesse routes, they're not going to be the same. They're going to try and get a little more cuter with the way they do things, and certain defenses are going to be more aggressive. You know what I mean? And they're going to pick up from Lou Anarumo more. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I 100% can see the point you're making. Me personally, I'm gonna be high on them versus low, and I'm gonna take the over on everything Patrick Mahomes is gonna do this year. I'm gonna be on that side of it, but I completely understand your view of it. Like, yeah, there's definitely completely different dynamic of the team. Offense is not the same, but like Tobias said, and I'm sure you're like Andy Reid, one of the greatest offensive coaches of all time. Patrick Mahomes, probably in my eyes, probably the second greatest quarterback of all time. Like, I think they can figure it out.
Fair. That's very fair.
Yeah. I feel like we're all pretty in sync with the AFC though. With the AFC South, because we all think the AFC South is gonna be pretty mid to terrible. But Jihad, you looking at this, we both got the Titans winning the division. You have the Texans and the Jaguars with 12-5. Can we get some rationale behind that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Think Brian Callahan. I'm a fan of him. Obviously he came over from Cincinnati, but he doesn't have the guys offensively that he needs to run his offense. I think Cam Ward, he has to dial back. He has to run a very vanilla type offense to start the year, and that's just not Callahan. Think about it. When you go from Burrow to Cam Ward, it's yeah, Cam is a great quarterback. I think he's actually gonna be really good. But at the same time, he's no Burrow, right? He can't make these reads. You can't have these complex plays yet, right? He's gonna have to work his way up to that. And so I just don't see the offense doing their job right away, and I don't see their defense being that strong either. You know what I mean? So I can't see them winning these close games. Um, I think they're gonna be in tight games, but I just don't see them figuring it all out. You know what I mean?
I
Okay.
But
hear you.
But the
I think
Jags
the
and Texans, like I can, yeah. Let's more so the Jags are 12 wins. I really want to. Why do you have the Jags winning 12 games this year? That is a very.
I
I feel like you might
believe
be the only person outside of Duval County who thinks the Jags are going to win more than 10 games.
Type shit.
okay, 12 maybe a little excessive, but that's the way I kind of play with the schedule. I do expect them to pull out a couple wins here and there. Um, I'm really huge on like Tank Bigsby and all of that. Liam Cohen, it being his first year, I think he's gonna come in there juiced up. He's not Urban Myers, he's gonna give Trevor Lawrence the battery in his back that he needs to propel him forward. Um, I also believe, look what he did for Baker. You know what I mean? Baker was never bad. Just like Trevor Lawrence, I'm not gonna say he was good, but I don't think he was like complete like hot garbage, right?
No,
And
I
if
get
Liam
yeah.
Colby can do it, if he can do that for Baker, why can't he do it for Trevor Lawrence? You know what I mean? He has a couple weapons. Brian Thomas Jr. Like I said, they got a running game. You got Travis Etienne. You have who what I've been told, he'll be featured in the slot a lot more this year. So he'll be used like, a utility back more than
As he
just a
should,
running back.
as he
And you
should.
have Tank Bigsby. So that they can be like, a thunder and lightning type of duo. They have all the pieces offensively. Now, defensively is where, but you have, the other Josh Allen. You have, a couple pieces.
He might not even
Their
be there by
defense.
halfway through the season.
Inferior Josh Allen.
He might not even be there by halfway through the season though.
So I think they do have some, bright spots. So I think if they can just stay in games, they got a chance, and that's all you need in the NFL. I think they're
Yeah,
the opposite of the Raiders. I think they'll pull out the close ones.
you're not wrong. That definitely okay. That's a good reason. I was just wondering why Jags with 12 wins seems kind of crazy to me, but that's very, very valid reasoning. Like I said, me and Tobias, we both got the Titans winning the division, but we're both very low on that division overall, which I think most people should be. That's this division of teams trying to figure out what they are. I feel like.
Agreed.
I totally agree with that. Totally.
Let's move on to the other side of the conference. Let's move over to the NFC. Tobias, let's start with you in the NFC East.
And NFC East, I got you. NFC East, oh yeah, I got the real freaking Eagles. I know you made a comment about the stat that no team in the NFC East has repeated in however many years. However, I truly think the Eagles have the best roster in the conference. That's just me though. I think the Commanders have a good roster. I think they have a good offense. I don't think their defense is up there yet. This is Dan Quinn's second year with this Commanders defense. They got whole new ownership, started all the way over from the top down. And I don't know, man. I like Jaden Daniels, LSU kid with the VR, but I don't know, man. I don't think his defense is up to par with him yet. But I think they can make it to the Super Bowl. So, but we got the Eagles at 1, defending Super Bowl champs, 12-5. Commanders 11-6. Think Jaden Daniels is got what it takes to make another NFC Championship game, if not a Super Bowl. Giants, we got Dable coaching for his freaking job. We got 3 quarterbacks. You got Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and they drafted Jackson Dart. They got Abdul Carter. They got Malik Neighbors. They could have a top 5 D line. Hey man, Giants do something. And the Cowboys, man, I honestly, when y'all if y'all watch the whole pod, y'all gonna see that I have Dak being the passing leader, but I think their defense is gonna be historically bad. Just because it's like bad, y'all. Like we talk about bad. I'm talking about Derrick Henry, 250 rush yards. Bad. Like 25 carries, 250 rush yards on a light day. Like I think it's gonna be real bad for the Cowboys. But hey, we'll see. Hopefully Dak can, get his 5K. They paying him $60 million. Hopefully, get his money's worth. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Cowboys, they are truly, I could,
cooked.
yeah, they are, it's our year, though. It's our year, man. But yeah, Dak definitely, if they go all out on that offense, because that's probably, I agree, their defense is going to be, especially with the whole Michael Parsons situations, that defense, good chance that defense is absolutely atrocious.
They
So
play Philly week 1. Philly might drop 40 on their head,
if they
dropping a
need,
banner and 40 on the Cowboys' head.
yeah, if they need to, yeah, if they win any sort of games, it's going to be by scores of 50 million to 40.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, for me in the NFC East, yeah, I'm not very high on the Cowboys either. I got them going 6-11. I got the Giants at 0-17.
Jesus.
I think that they just have a really hard schedule.
Do you think they're gonna
Yeah.
fire the coach halfway through the season if they're start 0-9? Because I think this is Dable's last year.
I
If
don't
they don't be
see.
well.
So I don't think so. I don't. My eyes. I don't think it's gonna. I don't. It's hard to because 0-17 is terrible, but I don't think it's gonna be a bad 0-17
I don't
to
think that's
where
possible.
like I think that they'll be in some close games and maybe they'll sneak them out. I don't see them winning more than 4 or 5 games, but I don't think they will fire just because they just drafted Dart. And if the offense looks good and it looks somewhat compatible with Dart, I think they give it one more year shot with him and Dable. But if the offense is the main issue, I could definitely see Dable gone by halfway through the year. But I just don't think that they are going to win any close game. That like if it's a close game, I don't think that they're going to be able to pull that out. But they might. I think I don't see them winning more than 4 or 5 games if they do.
How many do you think? How many games do you think they let Russell Wilson play before they put Jackson Dart in?
I'd say depends. See, depends how this. Because if they start, like I said, that offense, if it looks like terrible, I could see Dart by week 4. If it
4?
looks,
Jesus.
because just seeing him at the
That's
preseason,
early.
seeing him I mean, it's early, but seeing him at the preseason game, like he was moving good. He was moving good.
Pretty good.
Like seeing it in person, he was moving good. The ball comes out of his hand fast. He's
good anticipation.
He is very athletic. Like he is very athletic. Like obviously,
I wanted the Seahawks to take him.
Yeah, it's like people obviously it's known that he wasn't unathletic, but I'm not really a huge college football fan, and I still feel like at Ole Miss he didn't truly get a chance to show off as much athleticism. But against these NFL D lines with that Giants O line, he's definitely going to have to be able to because by seeing it, there was a couple times that shook out of I think the Bills D line. He made a couple guys miss when he definitely should have gotten taken down right there and was able to spin out of a couple sacks. So I think I'm not out of 0-17. I think they just really have a really hard record. But I'm not as low on the Giants as the record makes it seem. And But like we talked about last night, the Commanders and Eagles, I got them both finishing 15-2. I have the Eagles winning the division. That's just how it ended up on the predictor based off of tiebreaker. But like we said, with the past history of never having a repeat division winner, the Commanders win it. I think that's what's going to happen. But if the Eagles were to win the division again, that makes perfect sense. Top to bottom, they definitely do have the best roster in the NFL still, no question. But I think with the improvements the Commanders made, they are definitely going to be fighting with the Eagles for that top spot. Move over to you with the NFC East.
All right. I'm not as high on the defending champs as everyone else.
You're high on the Cowboys, buddy. That's for sure.
Well, I'll get to that in a second. But the Eagles, I got them 12-5, and this is strictly off of history more than it is of the matchups and things of that sort. Just how many times have we seen, the Super Bowl champs come off and have another great record like the Eagles did last year? You know what I'm saying? So 12-5, I think that's honest. I think it's respectable. Nothing against the Eagles, but I just think some stuff is figured out now. I think probably by week 5, teams are gonna have the push figured out, maybe.
Hell
And
no.
that saves them a lot of games.
I don't think I don't think it's ever going to get figured out.
I was trying to figure that shit out for 3
it will.
years.
3 is crazy.
That's like, because at the end of the day, that's truthfully the most authentic scrummage football rugby play there is.
Absolutely.
So, like, that is the original. That is what football is in theory, right there. So, I don't think it'll ever be stopped.
I have the Commanders 11-6. I'm not really high on their defense. I get everyone saying, they made improvements. They did. It's not enough. I don't think it's enough. But 11-6, I still get them getting in the playoffs and making some noise. If they're in, they have a chance. Look what they did to the Lions. That was probably one of the most exciting football games I watched all last year. So they have a shot. I have the Cowboys 9-8, and I pray that it's lower, and I'm completely wrong here because I'm big on Joe Milton.
There's a good chance you will be.
I'm huge on Joe Milton.
Oh, this dude.
And I want him to get in.
That's why.
I want him to get in.
That's why you wanted to do all this just so you could talk about Joe Milton. That's crazy.
Joe Milton.
That's crazy.
If he gets a chance.
Trojan horse, Cowboys record. Trojan horse to talk about Joe Milton is crazy.
He can do amazing things. Let that guy get in. Let him get a shot to carry this team.
Let Joe cook.
Let Joe cook, right? Just let him cook. He can do it. But I do think their defense is going to be a problem. With the Micah Parsons thing, like he creates so much havoc for them that it covered a lot of their defensive problems. And not having them is going to show, and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt them bad. Timestamp this. Within the first 3 weeks, they're going to realize how big he is. And either they're going to pay him or they're going to get a shitload of picks and players for him because that dude is a game wrecker. And it's going to make a difference. And then I got the Giants 2-15. I just have them 2-15. I don't see much going on. I do believe that Dable is high on, Jackson Dart, and I think he will get early playing time. I'm not a believer in Russell Wilson, so that's that.
Not at all. Russ is done. Like Russ is just a placeholder.
My boy's old.
Russ is just a placeholder. So we'll stay right here with you, Jahad. Let's move over to the NFC North.
All right. Packers 12-5. I just think they're a 12-5 type of team. They're gonna win a bulk of their games. Josh Jacobs is still there. They're gonna be able to run the football. Jordan Love getting that experience. Now they don't, necessarily have the pass catchers that everyone rants and raves about. But good system,
They have a good. They have a solid.
Lambo,
They have a solid base, like a good group of
right?
receivers. The same way the Bills do. They
I
just have
think
a solid group.
them being in Lambo makes a huge difference. And they'll do just enough to get in to the playoffs, and them hosting a playoff game will give them the
That
chance to go
that would be
for
a
it.
bit.
You know what I mean?
That would be a bit. Yeah,
Lambo in January is crazy.
them hosting a game is definitely key to their success in the playoffs.
And
I'm a
so,
Jordan Love truther, so I'm definitely high on the Packers every year because I'm very high on Jordan Love, and I think Matt LaFleur is a very underrated coach. He's had since entering the NFL, he's had one of the best coaching records of all time since he became a head coach in the NFL with one of the highest winning percentages.
see,
He also was with a
big
Hall of Fame quarterback in the first 3 years, I think.
right. But then he had to do it with Jordan Love, and look, Jordan Love
He
is
still
getting
managed to
there. You know what
maintain
I mean?
Facts. I give him credit where
solid,
credit is due for sure. But I'm just saying
And
the Aaron
and
Rodgers
it's
part.
not. Yeah, but he also but at that time you gotta remember people were starting to look down on A-Rod a little bit, and LaFleur came in, he made them remember who A-Rod was. Now obviously I'm not saying it's all LaFleur, but that was a very good pairing at the time. The same way Allen and Dable were, like, perfect pairing, perfect matchup at the right time, for sure.
I got the
For sure.
Lions 11-6. I just losing both your coordinators. Dan Campbell is a great coach, so I think they're still going to get in playoffs. They have a talented roster. The defense is still, and just because they're still beat up, they're not 100%.
Not at all.
But they're gonna find ways to win games. All right, good coaching wins you games. They take risks. You have to take risks in football. So I can see that, helping them. Um, Vikings 9-8. I just think they're good, not good enough. Not a JJ McCarthy believer yet. Can I get there? Possibly, but right now I don't see it.
I
I
think
don't see him.
they overperformed last year, and they're gonna fall back to reality.
They're losing part of their secondary. I forgot who it was. They went to Indianapolis to play under Lou Anarumo and those guys over in Indy. I'm not sold. Not sold on the Vikings, and the Bears are the fucking Bears. And this is for Tommy if you're listening. Tommy, the Bears fucking suck, okay? And they're gonna suck.
Tommy's about to clip
Caleb
this and
is
make a
shit.
meme out of you.
They're shit.
I think they're gonna maybe take some progress, but yeah, the Bears are the Bears. Yeah, me and Tobias, we talked about it on the last one.
Don't
That's
believe
how
in
we clip
Caleb
that.
Williams.
With the Lions, yeah,
Tobias, fuck you.
like at the Lions, I'll move over to because Tobias, he has them 11-6, and I got them at 10-7, which I feel like that's a very fair aspect to have them at. Because when we're talking about it, their record, like last year, they overperformed so. Like they have the roster to put up the record they did, but it's how they got that record where I don't think that's capable again. Where they went 8-0 on the road last year and 6-0 in the division, and this year me and Tobias just talked about it. This year on the road, they have the Chiefs on the road, they have the Ravens on the road, they got the Bills on the road, they got the 49ers on the they have a very tough road schedule, and I do not see them going 8-0 on the road again.
No, we're.
And then with the Packers, I see them around that same area, 9-8. I could see, but I'm big on Jordan Love, so I could definitely see them getting up to 11-12 wins for sure. I think the Vikings, I'm not high on JJ McCarthy at all. I haven't been since college. I think he was way too high of a draft pick. But yeah, they're kind of in a situation where they got. But yeah, I think 6-11 is where the Vikings are, and the Bears are the Bears, 5-12. They'll get better this year, but they're still nowhere near even close to being a competitive team.
The biggest.
You got the Bears 10-7, so you got the Bears 10-7. So we can talk about that. You got the Bears 10-7, but
the biggest disparity between y'all list and my list is I got the Packers around 10 wins, and I got the Packers at 6 wins and the Bears at 10 wins, and y'all got those like somewhere kind of flipped. I just think the Packers have been in quarterback heaven for so long that they're just due for a bad season. Not even much rationale other than the fact that Jordan Love isn't freaking good when it's not Toyotathon.
Hmm.
But he's good. I like him. They got Josh Jacobs, good old line, a bunch of number two receivers. Um, Pretty decent defense. Second year with that defensive scheme. I just think the Packers won a lot of close games last year, and I think this year is just go the other way. It's a high variance sport, so I just think this will be the year where the Packers get a couple bad bounces, and they come back in 2026 and look to regroup. You know,
Reasonable. We'll say here with
He
you.
just literally explained every reason why the Packers are going to have the records we said and said they're not going to win those games.
Because but I can see why,
it's a football. The bounce of the ball can go
Yeah.
either way. It's not like
close against
Well, yeah,
Packers
you
to win
can
their
say that
games
with
just 'cause they
every
have a
team
good
we
owner.
said, though.
Kind of, sort of, not really. But it's like I hear what you're saying, but it's like the Packers have a good organization, yes, but just because you have a good organization doesn't mean you make the playoffs every year. You feel
No.
me? Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. He
I
didn't
can
make the
see
playoffs
that.
every
I
year.
can see them. I can see them not making the
look at the
playoffs.
Steelers.
Yeah, okay. I was about to go. I was about to say the same thing, Jahad. I could see them not making the playoffs because the Lions and if the Vikings, if they do, I can see them not making the playoffs. But yeah, just like the Steelers, I don't see the Packers as an organization
Are you
going.
putting Matt LaFleur in the same standard as Mike Tomlin?
No, I'm putting the Packers organization next to the Steelers.
And Matt LaFleur is definitely he's still really good. He's obviously not Mike Tomlin, but in terms of getting the most out of your players, the Matt LaFleur is definitely one of those coaches who does it.
Oh, for sure. He's definitely top 5 to 10, in my opinion, when it comes to coaches in general. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd probably put like 5, 6 around there.
Somewhere around there.
6, 7.
Someone turned that into a Reddit.
That's why I said it. That's why I said it.
Corny as hell.
You got to clip farm sometime. So
out west.
Yeah, let's move to the west. The west for you damn homer.
Man, the
Talk about a homer.
Seahawks.
Talk about a homer.
Yo, at least I love my team. You don't even got his team winning the freaking division. I love my team.
We play
I
in the toughest division in football.
I got my team winning the Super Bowl, so I really can't say.
Sorry, we can't all play cupcake schedules like your teams.
A team in my division.
Hey, whoa. Bills don't have cupcake schedules.
Won the Super Bowl in this decade. So I don't know what the heck you're talking about. But your team went to the Super Bowl, lost it though to the team in my division. But that's a whole nother conversation.
When they have the best defensive player of this century.
Hall of Famer, but yeah.
And they got the second best, Jared. They got the next coming, Jared Verse.
Nah, that boy.
My
Jared
point
is
exactly.
Tough. Jared is tough, but Seattle Sam is on a mission this year. I haven't heard the story of Seattle Sam. Seattle Sam Darnold is on a mission.
They just said that book ain't even been written.
I can hate as much as I want on Sam Darnold. He threw 35 touchdowns.
I'm not a Sam Darnold hater. I think
I'm just not a fucking believer.
I'm not saying
nobody was a Geno Smith believer either after that first season, and then Geno Smith did it again.
See, I think Darnold is definitely where he should. Like, I think he got the benefit of Kevin O'Connell, who is probably besides Andy Reid, Kevin O'Connell might be one of the greatest quarterback direct coaches of all time. Getting Josh Dobbs to look like Tom Brady for 4 weeks, absolutely crazy.
All time is crazy. Now he's good. Up to all time is kind of a wild statement, but I hear you.
He is that guy.
Based off of the quarterbacks he's had, he's made them all, which is why I could see the Vikings doing better, because he might turn JJ McCarthy into the next Tom Brady. Who knows? Who knows?
We'll see.
But yeah, so for you got the you got Seahawks 12-5.
Yes, Seahawks 12-5. Rams 11-6. They're gonna have a top 5 defense, and I'm just not sure about Stafford's health. The Niners, receivers are hurt, and I think their running backs are hurt already.
was
Brock
hurt.
Purdy's pretty good. They paid Brock Purdy, I'm pretty sure, but he can't carry the whole offense by himself on his 6 foot shoulders. But
free,
yeah,
free Fred Warner.
Did
free
we
Fred,
forget?
man.
Did we forget about Christian McCaffrey? What is he hurt?
He's there, but their offensive line is not the best, and somebody has
Yeah,
to block.
their offensive line is very and
Fair, but
C-Mac,
can I
and
bring this up?
yes.
What happened to his offensive line in Carolina when it was dog shit? Did he not still go off?
Was it? I feel like his you would know better than me, Tobias, but I feel like in Carolina his O-line wasn't like absolutely garbage. They were
pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, as a whole team, they weren't that good.
They was mid.
I thought they like went through. I know for like 3 or 4 years, they kept getting new offensive line coaches because it was that bad in Carolina. Like they fired their coach because they couldn't protect anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I'm not gonna say I remember much about the Carolina Panthers.
Their offensive line was literally a rip Trojan.
That's a wild analogy that you just said. Cam Newton definitely made that offensive line better. I give you that much. It's fucking Greg Olsen shit. Cardinals 5-12. Kyler Murray just need to go to Pittsburgh at this point and go play with Mike Tomlin because
that's a thing.
That is a thing.
That's something
he got going on in Arizona is not it.
That could be something. You might.
You heard it here first, guys.
You can plant that seed. That's a Kyler Murray in Pittsburgh.
Kyler to Pittsburgh 2026.
You can see that. That's a very valid. I think he would be the quarterback that they could use. Like he could very much change that organ.
4 quarterbacks in 3 years.
Yeah, Kyler definitely could. Kyler could definitely change that aspect for them. But yeah, 5 Cardinals. Like we said, the Cardinals they gotta be the most forgotten about sports team ever.
The people in Arizona don't even like the Cardinals.
They probably don't even know that they exist. I'll go to my NFC West. I'm rocking with. I got the Rams at 16-1. Now this is fully healthy. Everyone, this is full health. I'm thinking full health. Obviously, Stafford isn't healthy. I still think that they could go 16-1. They have a very easy schedule, and in my eyes, they have the best defense in the NFL. Obviously, if they end up with 12, I don't see them winning less than 12 games, even if Stafford doesn't play the first couple weeks of the season. If he doesn't play the whole year, that definitely changes. Or if he gets hurt and is out for that definitely changes a lot of things. But in my eyes, with their schedule, I don't see them losing any less than 12 games. Got the 49ers at 11-6. I think Kyle Shanahan is probably a top 5 coach in the NFL, and he's going to find a way to. If the 49ers end up absolutely terrible, and I can see somehow not winning more than 5 games, I couldn't see that as a bad thing for them because then it gives them a true reason to reset, get a good pick, and they could start to cycle over again. But I just don't see them. I see Kyle Shanahan keeping that team very competitive. Seahawks at 9-8. I'm not a Sam Darnold truther, but I'm obviously not a hater. I think the Seahawks are a very capable team. I can see them winning anywhere between 9 games to 11 games, 12 games. Like we said, if the ball bounces their way in a few of those games, definitely see them getting a couple more wins. And yeah, I got the Cardinals at 2-15. I just think that team is I think their offense is gonna be decent, but I don't see them being able to, like Jahad said, rip Trojan on defense.
Swiss cheese.
Jahad, for your NFC South, is that you got the Cardinals at 3-14.
Yeah, so they're not good at football, right? They just the only bright spot I got for them is Maserati Marv is gonna get a lot more touches this year, as he should, and that's their only fucking bright spot. Like, let's be real.
What about the tight end, McBride?
Trey McBride, yes, but at the same time, what more can he do than what he's done? It's not much more the man can do.
What more can he do
Here,
than
but
what
I mean,
he?
you call him a bright spot.
What more can he do than what he's done? That might be one of the quotes of all time.
When I think of a bright spot, I think of like something to look forward to, like while I'm
No,
watching the
didn't he
Cardinals.
get hurt last year though? Like, isn't he coming from like a forearm injury or
Was
something?
he
Yeah, I
I
think.
bad
could, I,
in?
could, I
Did he get
definitely thought he
hurt?
got hurt. I
No,
could be wrong though.
I can look it up.
I could be wrong, but um, with that being said, they don't have much going for them, right?
Right
They
now,
just don't.
he has a rib injury right now.
Okay, rip. He just they got shit going on.
So
But I do have the number one seed in the West being the Los Angeles Rams. Okay, and Tobias, you being a Seahawks fan, I know you guys got an acquisition in your wide receiver room, and that being Cooper Cup.
it's Cooper Cup, and he's filling the scoreboard up.
Right. And Cooper Cup left, and they got somebody massive in return for him. They got
Davante Adams.
probably
Ooh.
the best route runner in the NFL.
Definitely the best number two receiver, if you want to call him a number two receiver.
He definitely
Is
I would
he
say
the number two now, though?
yes, he is number two.
I
He
think
might
Puka's
be the
that
number
guy.
two
So
option.
I got
I
Puka.
think
I have
Puka's that
Puka
guy.
is
I
the
have
number
Puka.
one option,
I have
yes.
Puka
But
as I have Puka as a fifth best receiver in the NFL. So
wow, that's crazy. I
That's definitely
totally
top 10.
disagree, but that can be for a different podcast because
Nah,
I
word. We got
totally
to do one
disagree.
about that before the season start. We got to do our top 10
Yes.
positionals. It's a whole other
Um,
pod.
with that being said, though, yeah, they got dogs, and like we said, Jared Verse is gonna be the second coming of fucking. I don't care if you want to say JJ Watt, if you want to say Aaron Donald, a mix of them. If you want to fucking say Miles Garrett, he's all of that. He is the truth. I said it
He's a
when he was
stud.
at Florida State. I said it when he got drafted. He is the fucking man, okay? And he's gonna single-handedly carry that defensive line. Single-handedly.
They got the other dude too, Fisk or whatever.
They got dogs, man. They got
Yeah, they got some
dogs. I
dogs.
see them winning the NFC and getting to the Super Bowl. I truly do.
Sheesh.
And
hey,
stamp that.
we
Stamp that.
once you're not even the first. Once you're not the first person on this podcast to say it. And
Right.
I said this in one of our first ever little shorts we did that I have the Rams going to the Super Bowl, and I got them 16-1. So we are in agreement there. For my Super Bowl, I got the Rams going, and I got them losing to the Bills. Well, we talked about that. My Bills pick, it really isn't. It wasn't from the homer pick. Just we all seen the way that bracket looks out. There's a good chance that as long as they don't run into the Chiefs in that later rounds, good chance that the Bills actually might make it this year.
All right. And then I got the 49ers. I actually think Brock Purdy sucks. I think he's fucking terrible. But I think he still does have some
I
talent
think that's
there.
a hot take.
That's a
And
very hot take. Terrible is crazy.
call it what you want. He is not that good. He's a system benefiter, and that's not his fault.
He's
But
definitely Kyle
that
Shanahan.
that doesn't make him good just because he benefits from it, right? That doesn't make him good. Um,
I would like to see
and
him in a Tampa Bay offense.
I feel the same way about Darnold. I think he benefited from Kevin O'Connell, but that doesn't make him good. But I'll get to that in a second. 11-6, and I think that's their absolute ceiling. I don't know. They've been down for a while, and I just feel like certain teams, once you're down for a while, you're due. And I believe they're due. They're due for a good season this year. Christian McCaffrey, hopefully he's going to be healthy all year, and we just know what a machine he is, when he's healthy. So regardless if Brock Purdy was at quarterback or if fucking any one of us was at quarterback, if we just had to toss the ball to McCaffrey and let him go, we could win 3 to 4 NFL games. You know what I mean?
I don't know, Jahad. I've seen you play football and quarterback.
Hey, man.
His words,
I'm
not
like
mine.
that. I'm like that.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I would say you might be one quarterback of all time.
You're annoying as hell.
anyways, yeah, that's that. Sorry, Tobias, I got your guys going 7-10.
It's
Um,
fine.
I'm just not a believer in Darnold. Maybe if you guys play Milrow and you let him run the football and just run
Free
Wildcat like it's
Milrow.
fucking
Free Milrow.
like it's little league, you got a chance. But other than
You sound like
that,
a real Jets fan right there. But go ahead.
well, you say what you want, but at the end of the day,
I mean, but
you
he has
got-
he
you
has
got-
just being
I know he
terrible.
is.
So
you got fucking. You're literally putting your franchise in Sam Darnold's hands. Let's be real.
He's in a 2-year contract. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about this year, buddy.
I mean, you talk about the franchise. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
2-year
that it is
contract.
the franchise. Is it
Every-
not? Is it not a
I get
franchise?
every year is
Yeah,
a
you're
franchise.
putting
Yeah.
it in someone's hands.
If you think
So
your
this
team,
year-
if you
Is
think
it in
your
his
team,
hands, though?
if you think your team is gonna has a chance to win a Super Bowl, then yes,
you're putting the
you-
franchise
you
in
both
their
see-
hand.
You
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. Why
You
do
don't
Go
okay?
from
So
Geno
why is
Smith
it
to a
Mil-
Super Bowl? You said what?
Okay. So if,
I mean,
if your
you
team
can't tell
wasn't
me Seahawks.
confident in
You
him,
can't tell me Seahawks
why
fans
the
weren't
fuck
drinking the
did he
Kool
start?
Aid.
Yeah, bro, you were in love with Geno like after his first year.
After his
You
first
were
year,
definitely
and
a
then
fan.
he threw
Yeah, you were a
2
fan,
game-losing pick sixes. What are
right?
you talking about? And we missed the playoffs by a game.
So are you high on Sam Darnold?
Higher than I was, Geno? Yes.
Okay, so guys, remember this in week 8 after Sam Darnold fucking loses them 3 games in a row, and he's over here like fuck Sam Darnold. Let's just
No.
remember this now. Timestamp this. Timestamp this
Clip it.
right
Somebody
now
clip it, please.
because
Well,
he's
you're
going
saying
to be
somebody
bitching
clip
and
it.
moaning.
You
week
two are
8.
the ones who are gonna be clipping.
That word.
Like you talking about somebody clip this, you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself. I'm sorry.
Eric, shut
This-
up.
this
You didn't have
was-
to be. You didn't have to break
And
the
with-
third wall. Damn it.
with them going 7-10, I think that's because of their defense. I think their offense won't be good. I don't think they'll be good. I'm not a fan. Sorry.
To each its own.
But they are not the Cardinals, so you got that. All right, they are not the
That's
fucking
crazy.
Cardinals.
That's crazy. That's
So,
crazy. That is some
any
justification.
Arizona Cardinal fans, I'm sorry, but hey, to be fair, you are not the worst team on
The
this
cr-
list.
And the crowd went silent.
You are not the worst on this list.
There's no such thing as a Cardinals fan. All right, let's just establish that. There's no such thing as a Cardinals fan. So that's our honest.
I think
And
we
then
all
what?
have the Bucks winning and the Saints going last. It's just the Falcons or the Panthers. I got Falcons too.
Yeah, you got the Falcons.
I got me and Jahai got I got the Panthers too. You and Jahai got the Falcons too.
Yeah, you got the Panthers with 9 wins.
Yeah,
Well-
can he start with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I
gotta
was gonna
see
say.
what the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with
you got the
him.
Panthers with 9 wins. Why is that?
Honestly, bro, the Panthers defense might not be that good. But the main thing I'm going off of with the Panthers, for real, is that I have faith in Bryce Young. He was gaining confidence last year. They're in a bad division. They're gonna beat the Saints twice, bro. I think, and they play the Falcons in a dome. They could probably win in Atlanta. And the Bucks aren't like some juggernauts. They lost Liam Cohen. The Todd Bowles is an okay defensive coach. He's not like Bill Belichick or anything. He's not Bill Belichick. He's not Bill Belichick. They had some pretty good personnel when they won the freaking Super Bowl. He's not Bill Belichick.
Todd
You're saying-
Bowles is an
you're saying
okay
whoa
defensive
like he's
coach.
Bill Belichick.
That's
Todd
crazy.
Bowles is an
That's
okay
crazy.
defensive coach.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But,
all right. Revoke his card. Somebody.
Wasn't it 2 games last year where Kirk Cousins threw like 500 yards? What are you talking about?
It was one game, buddy.
That's because Kirk is. That's because Kirk was
Oh
him.
my
That was
God.
Kirk.
James.
That was Kirk.
It's the Atlanta effect.
Look,
It
was his
the
aura.
Falcons
That was-
versus
Those Kirk
who was the game?
O'Chains.
Tampa Bay, but he threw was a lot of yards. But the same Kirk O'Chains got for Michael Penix. This is Kirk O'Chains. This is Kirk O'Chains. The same Kirk
Michael
got
Penix
benched.
has aura.
He got
They
benched.
said. Listen, they said he was in Magic City and he got superpowers. So
Oh my God!
can we blame him?
First,
And then he
first it was-
lost. And then he went to Onyx and he lost it.
You feel me? It
First it
happens.
was Kirko Chains, and then now Michael Penix got more aura. Oh
Man,
my
go
God. Y'all
you
just
go
want to
to
defend
Atlanta
Todd
and
Bowles.
Michael
let
Penix definitely
Atlanta
has
have
way
its way
more.
with you,
He has
and
way
then
more aura.
you
Michael
talk.
Penix has crazy aura.
I'm always a
Black
Penix fan.
black
I just want
lefty
y'all
and
to pick a side.
well, I'm on the side of Todd Bowles is a very good defensive coach.
Very good defensive coach.
Defensive coach, yes. Head coach,
No,
debatable.
no. Head coach,
No. We
we
were
don't.
talking strictly
We're talking
defense.
strictly
That's what
Okay,
you
defense.
okay, I'll
said.
give you that because you're
Strictly
right. You're
defense.
right. Vic
Strictly
Fangio is
defense.
a great defensive coach, but he's a bad head coach. So I'll give you that. I'll
Fair.
give you that.
I'm talking
Todd
strictly
Bowles is a
defense.
good defensive coach because that I'll give the same argument for Vic Fangio. So that's fair. We can agree on that.
Yes, Vic Fangio, great defensive coach,
Yeah,
terrible head coach.
It's the
Bad head
same thing.
coach.
It's the same thing with Brian Dable. Great offensive coordinator, bad head coach. Just
Okay,
happens.
fair.
Same thing with Flores
Yeah.
on defense.
So yeah, it's just some people are just.
But yeah, basically, I'm just high on Bryce Young and lower on the Falcons defense than I am Bryce Young.
I can see
the Falcons' defense was pretty good though. They had their spurts.
Yeah. See, I'm high on Michael Penix. Yeah, I got the Falcons 12-5, and I think their defense is definitely solid, like underrated. I think they have a very.
I think they're going to improve. Definitely improve.
I think
last year.
Yeah, I think they have an underrated defense. I'm not gonna say it's otherworldly or looking best, but I think they have a very slept on and underrated defense. They make plays. They have a defense that makes plays, I would say. Very athletic, very athletic, very playmaker defense. But yeah, like I said, I got the Bucks. I feel like we all got the Bucks winning the division. All goes well. I don't see a reason why the Bucks. There's no reason the Bucks should have won. Like it's their division to lose at the end of it. It's the Bucks' division to lose at the end of the day.
I disagree.
Okay, so I got a question for both of y'all.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Jahad, you got the Panthers at 3 wins. Aaron, you got them at 4. What's the max y'all see them getting?
7.
7 max. Okay, bet.
Do we care to have a little wager?
No, I was just curious.
I'm not wagering on the Panthers, buddy.
Literally, like what the hell?
I was just saying.
I'd rather
just throwing it out there.
I'd rather just go give my money to the homeless dude at the corner of the 33.
Yeah. As far as me, my biggest question mark is the Falcons. Because I don't know how hard it is for them to fucking hand the ball to Bijan Robinson. Like I don't get it. Okay,
Saints.
That dude has fucking crazy talent, right?
Nah, he's tough.
Oh yeah, I'd say he's
when they unleash him,
probably third best
the world
running back in the NFL.
Yeah, the world will see like what the fuck. But until then, there's nothing you can do about it. We just gotta wait. But also I think this is the year where he's gonna finally get a shot to do his thing. And that's what I'm leaning towards. Like they're gonna be able to just run the ball and give Penix time to develop and learn defenses and all these different crazy coverages and shit he'll see.
Yeah,
and he'll be able to
thinking of it realistically. Who knows? Because Atlanta is a very unrealistic. Atlanta's a very unrealistic organization.
Yeah, Atlanta's Atlanta. But also, I just think Drake London, and they have pieces, right?
Their offense. They have a very solid offense.
And then defense, they have Bates, AJ Terrell. They have some pieces.
Underrated.
They have some pieces, right?
They got
everyone
playmakers.
They forget. But they did, win them a couple games early. That defense won them a couple games early. And with Penix, having a little bit of
and they got the best kicker in the NFL. Young Wei Koo.
Shout out to him.
Young Wei Koo.
Shout out to him. I will also try and get down to Atlanta this year to get to a game. So be on, the lookout for that. I'll probably vlog it or something. I don't know. But yeah, the Panthers. I just like you said, the defense is, let's be real, it's ass.
Not good at all.
Ass. Very ass.
Rip Trojan.
Rip
Very,
Trojan. Very
man,
Rip Trojan.
very Rip Trojan. Okay, very Rip Trojan.
They definitely put the cart before the horse.
Absolutely. And for the Saints, all I can say is football in Louisiana is played on Saturdays. Okay,
Yo, that
I'm
Saturday
gonna leave it
Sunday
with
shit don't
that.
even matter.
Yeah, that's not even. That's
Yeah,
not. You're not wrong.
football in
You're not wrong.
Louisiana is played on
Yeah.
Saturdays.
Shout out
That
We
Tyler
are.
that's
Jack.
it.
Yeah.
That's
We.
all I'm gonna say.
If the
The
Saints do
only
good this year, we're like we're
I
gonna
will
feel
buy a
so
Saints
stupid.
jersey. If
We're,
if
we
the Saints if
we
the
all need
Saints
to
win
rock. We
more than
all.
6 games, I will
I,
buy a Saints jersey.
I have
I
the
got
Saints
that.
jersey.
Matter of
I'll
fact,
go rest of this
matter of
show, rest of
fact,
the podcast, Taysom Hill jersey.
let a Saints fan, you know, put this and send it to me, and I will buy them a jersey.
You're gonna make
Let's
him
Any
see.
buy
player
no
they
other
want,
jersey.
I will buy them a jersey. And they win more than 6 games. You have my word.
All right, so
But
let's say
other than that,
Super Bowl. So let's go, Jihad. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl? Your
I have
matchup.
the Ravens defeating the Los Angeles Rams in the Super Bowl.
Tobias, who do you have in the Super Bowl?
The Baltimore Ravens defeating the Washington Commanders.
All right. And for me, I have the Buffalo Bills beating the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, so I'm just taking one from each of your guys' pick, huh?
Kinda.
Basically. Basically, you metal man. So let's
I
go to
guess I
this
am.
one. Season prediction leaders. We'll just go over these real quick. Me, got Josh Allen leading in passing yards. I think with Keon Coleman taking another step, the addition of Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir being there with the James Cook debacle, everything. We're gonna lean obviously, and we still have Ray Davis and Ty Johnson, so we're not gonna go away from the run game. But I feel like we're gonna those two are very good at catching the ball, and I feel like we're gonna operate more of a pass offense out of the run game this year, just from what I've seen at the preseason game this year. And Josh, he threw for a bunch of yards last year. I think he'll throw for even more this year. Rushing yards, Derrick Henry. I don't. I feel like that doesn't need to be explained much. You know, Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. The Ravens, they like to run the ball. Derrick Henry, he ran for 1,900 yards last year. The only reason he didn't lead the NFL was because Saquon ran for 2K, and I just don't think that he'll do that again. So that's why I got Henry leading. Receiving yards, I got Jamar Chase. The Bengals, the only way they're going to win games is if they score, and they score by throwing the ball to Jamar Chase. So
Fair.
that's why I don't. That's why I don't feel like
No argument out of me on that.
I don't feel like Joe Burrow is going to lead in passing yards, but I do feel like Chase is definitely going to lead in receiving yards. Offensive Rookie of the Year, got Cam Ward winning that. I think that if the Titans have any sort of success, it'll be because he proves the haters wrong. And he's a first pick, so I don't know, like he would be living up to the expectations of a first pick. And I definitely wasn't as high as him, but as times went on, I've definitely seen how he's taken the pressure, acted. I definitely think he's built. I think he's built for it. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think I got Travis Hunter. I think if just based off of the name, and if he can make some big plays on defense this year, I think they're just going to be looking to give him any sort of an award. And unless Abdul Carter or somebody else has some crazy year, I think Travis Hunter's pretty good chance for that award. MVP, like we said, I got Mahomes winning that. I got the Chiefs, doing a repeat of what they did after losing the Super Bowl. And number one overall defense, I got the LA Rams. Jared Verse, that D line is crazy. Defensive backfield is still solid. Got the Rams, that number one overall defense. If not them, then the Denver Broncos.
Ooh, I forgot about Denver. I didn't even think about Denver's defense. All right, you want me to go?
Sir.
All righty, passing yards. Dak Prescott, man, he got a new shiny toy, a George Pickens. I mean,
Hey,
he's one of
yo.
them. One of them YNs. Why you got to be over sexual? One of them
My bad.
YNs. One of them YNs that like to do some hood rat shit, but he can catch the motherfucking football. Okay,
So
so he
what's
gonna.
gonna happen when he gets ejected though?
That's gonna be unfortunate. He's gonna have to throw it to CD, and I can't think of the tight end's name off his team. Why do you just think he go get ejected though? Like off the
All
rip.
right, come on. Let's be for real. He threatened to fucking beat up literally like just people in Pittsburgh, not even like fans at the game. Like he's DMing people in Pittsburgh to fight.
That's why they had to
So
get him
you're
out of
telling
there.
me, so you're telling me he's going to go to Dallas where people are much more feral and he's not going to get ejected because these fans are gonna pull up. You know that
Oh, they
fan base
will.
is delusional. You know that fan base is delusional.
I
So
just
you telling me they won't go back and forth with him?
no, they might. But I just think Dak Prescott got two wide receivers, two good receivers. One you could
Fair.
maybe argue 1A, 1B. They're not gonna have no run game. They have no O line. He's gonna have to throw the ball. So and their defense is
Agreed.
gonna be bad. They might be down by 25 points in every single game.
Oh,
So
the Cincinnati effect.
yeah, they might have to throw that ball. Next, rushing yards. We
Fair.
got Jameer Gibbs. The backup running back for the Lions. I can't think of his name right now. Got hurt last year.
David
Montgomery.
Montgomery.
David Montgomery Burns. Not Burns, but yeah. David Montgomery got hurt. Uh Jameer Gibbs is a stud. I was thinking of putting Bijan Robinson, but he's also splitting carries with Tyler Algier. Lions have a little bit better offensive line, and they do no longer have that offensive guru Ben Johnson on their team. And I think with Dan Campbell as the OC, he's kind of just like he's a former old lineman. So I just know him as me myself, a former old lineman. I know that Dan Campbell wants to run the ball, and there's no guarantee that their new OC is as good as scheming up passes for Jared Goff as Ben
Ben
Johnson is.
Johnson.
I got
Ben
Gibbs. I
Johnson is
got
a
Gibbs.
freaking genius.
I got Gibbs second leading rusher this year. I got him
Gibbs, okay,
second. So
okay,
I got him
that's
second.
that's that's fair.
I got him second. I agree.
Uh,
Like I think same exact thinking as you. Where are they going to be scheming up, or are they just going to? Hey, we know we have a really good O line. We know we
literally,
have a really good running back. Let's not do too much. Let's just
let's
give
not
him.
get too
Cute
cute.
here.
Literally,
Yeah.
not get too cute. Receiving yards, CD basically go along with Dak Prescott. I think he could get like 14, 15, just because they might be down by a lot. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Cam Ward. I think for my prediction, I had them winning 8 games, but I think he could do enough. I'm not really crazy impressed by any of the rookies this year. Maybe Ted McMillan if the Panthers can do something, but I don't know. We'll
I
see.
forgot about him.
Yeah, Ted McMillan. I'm high on him. Out of Arizona. Abdul Carter, he's a freaking game wrecker. Oh my God, man. I get that guy's crazy. And he got 51. For that, you who don't know me outside of this, I wore 51 in high school. That's my number. Abdul Carter. Let's go. DROY. MVP Patrick Mahomes. Man, last time he lost the Super Bowl, just check the stats. He didn't this shit. And the number one overall defense. Call me a homer, but I'm going the Seattle Seahawks because we got an easy schedule. We got a defensive genius. Like the defensive Andy Reid is our head coach. Like, yo, ask about him. Our coach is that guy when it comes to the defensive scheme. And we got some people, yo. But hey, man, that's all I got.
All right, let's move on. Jihad.
Right. I'll make this pretty fast. I got Jared Goff. Leading in passing yards just because I think they're gonna be down. Okay, their defense isn't spectacular. They're good, right? But they have a tough schedule, so they're gonna be down in games, and I feel like they're gonna need to throw the ball. They're gonna feature Gibbs in the pass game. That's why I don't have him. I think they're gonna use a lot of screen game. Um, and yeah, they're not gonna be as cute as they were last year, but I still think they're gonna come up with passing concepts. They have Jamison Williams, they have some guys now, right? They're gonna start to take the top off, off the defense a lot, I think. So that's where that came from. Bijan, I have Bijan, doing his thing this year. I think this is the year where he's gonna be like, okay, I did hear some reports out of training camp. He is splitting with Tyler Algier, but I don't think it's as heavy as it was before.
I would hope not.
Um, so I heard it's closer to 80-20. So hey, keeping Bijan fresh might actually help him with his explosiveness, his speed. He has a
Yeah,
quick first step. Have you guys seen
agile
that
as
video
fuck.
of him doing that fucking drill? That shit
Yeah,
is unheard of.
dude. I was
I mean,
trying to.
Aaron,
I
you were
was.
a running back. Like,
Bro,
you
Yeah,
know
no, dude.
that shit
I
looks
was trying
crazy.
to. I was trying to tell people. I'm like, dude. As a running back, I can do. I've done that drill. When I coached. I made all the players do that drill. I've seen I had pretty I could do that, dude. I don't think I've ever seen any running back or do that drill have feet that quick, other than maybe Barry Sanders and LaShawn McCoy. Like his feet were
Yeah, that guy's different, dude.
that was absolute, literally, other than Shady and Barry, two of the best fakers of all time. Like, dude, Bijan's feet, that was absolutely ridiculous at the speed. Like, if you've never done that drill, then you don't how fast he was moving. That was unreal.
Dude, that is
Absolutely unreal.
nuts. That is absolutely unheard of. I got Jamar Chase leading and receiving again. I just think I don't think there's one guy that can guard him. I think
I got that up there. Yeah.
I think Christian Gonzalez did the best job. And I think that was, week one jitters of the Bengals and, them just him not having his feet wet. He missed training camp with the whole contract thing last year. Like, he didn't show up. He didn't show up till probably like week 2 of the preseason. Like, he wasn't just doing much. But after that, he went on a complete fucking tear. And he showed why he's the number 1 receiver in the league.
Amen.
That's just for sure. I said, I don't see him doing much. So now this is kind of where this is confusing, which if I could switch it now, I absolutely would. And hear me out on this. This is a very, very hot take. I see Mason Taylor winning Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Jets.
Did he get hurt?
No.
You sure?
He, 95% sure.
Okay.
Oh, you said who? I gotta see if he's injured or not.
He said Mason Taylor. He's a tight end for the Jets.
Yeah.
He played for LSU.
Yeah, that's a crazy. Oh, dude, that's a crazy take. That's
It is a crazy
take,
take. But so what I've heard out of training camp is he's been wilding.
He did get hurt. He did get hurt.
Did he?
Got hurt.
Oh, damn. Well, Ashton Genty, guys. Ashton Genty. I don't know. I don't think it'll be Cam Ward, maybe Travis Hunter, but let's just go with Ashton Genty. I have no reason why other than Ashton Genty. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I got Abdul Carter. All right. He's going to benefit from having, Dexter Lawrence, inside, and just putting the pressure on quarterbacks. He is going to fucking feast this year. MVP, I got Joe Burrow. All right. With the addition of Noah Fant, they have a running back 1 now with Chase Brown, and it's just gonna make him passing the ball a lot easier for him. And Zach Taylor said it. Like he said, I don't even know how it's possible, but Joe Burrow he's gotten so much better in the offseason. So with that being said, I think Joe, had that defense not have been as bad as it was last year, he would have won MVP. But because that defense was ass, we all know Josh Allen deserved it, and he got it. So, with that being said,
Lamar deserved it,
which I can understand as well. But I definitely thought it was Josh's turn, Josh, last year, 110%. With that being said, I'm telling you,
I would have said I said
if
the Bengals had a better record, Joe definitely deserved it. But Josh Allen, being truthfully being a Bills,
Josh deserved it.
Dude, without him, we don't do anything. We truthfully don't do anything without this man. Like, people don't understand. Like, they think because maybe his stats last year weren't as crazy compared to years past. Yeah, because he realized, because he truthfully, he did exactly as much as he needed to do for us to win and limit what he doesn't. we are nothing without this. We
Bro
are
had
nothing.
back-to-back games with 3 passing and 3 rushing touchdowns, and they lost
Yeah,
one of the
that's
games.
unheard of.
And they
That's
lost
unheard
one of the
of.
games.
Yeah.
This is the
Like,
crazy
That's
part.
actually unheard
Yeah.
of.
he's legitimately like the only reason. Like,
And then the number one defense, I got the Pittsburgh
no,
Steelers.
but hey, I just seen the clip, man. Hey, if Herbert gets injured and DJ Ukulele gets to play it, he might get that offensive rookie of the year, man. He
No,
might.
the hell he won't.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
I just sent it to y'all boys. Hey, that's all I'm
The
saying.
hell he won't.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He might get there if Herbert gets injured. We know Herbert and his injury.
You know,
But with the defense, Pittsburgh, like, guys, go compare any roster one-on-one. I'm telling you, Pittsburgh's gonna win. You know, they might lose one position here or there, but Pittsburgh across the board, compare them to any other defense, and I don't see. On paper, they have the best defense in the league.
on
Maybe
paper,
with the
yes.
exception of Baltimore.
Yeah, I see. I
Yeah.
say it's between them, Denver, LA. One of those four, definitely.
Denver has a top 5 defensive personnel.
Hey, before we get out of here, guys, just a pop culture kind of question here, really fast.
Go for
What's
it.
the 4 major cities in the U.S.?
Major?
Yeah, the top 4 major cities in the U.S.
Chicago,
I would say
Get the
Chicago, New
Fuck
York.
out of here.
Chicago, New York, LA, Washington D.C.
Okay, I can understand the Washington.
I'd say Atlanta and Houston
I
are
definitely
after that.
LA, yeah, either. Definitely New York, Chicago.
Minnesota's up there. It's very underrated. People don't realize Minnesota has a lot of the top Fortune 500 companies in the world are in Minnesota.
Yeah, we're not talking
Yeah.
about that. We're just talking like there's Hong Kong, there's Tokyo, there's
Oh, you're talking about in the world?
Sydney. But I'm saying in the U.S.,
Like
in the
economy
US,
wise, like
just whatever the 4 major cities. If someone's like, what are the 4 biggest cities? Like the 4 craziest cities, not
New York,
biggest. Like
New York City, Miami, LA, and probably Atlanta.
thank you. That is my 4. I say New York in order: New York City, Los Angeles, Miami, and then Atlanta. Fuck that Chicago bullshit. Chicago would be the next tier.
I
People
thought
say
you were
San
talking about in terms of just like,
Chicago
my
is
ass.
business though.
yeah, that's what
It depends on the
that.
context of the question.
yeah, that's what if you're talking about. I know,
no,
I understand what
there
he's
is no
talking.
context.
I understand what he's trying
Exactly.
to like terms of just like when you talk to somebody
When you're just thinking of big
like just
cities
outside of the U.S. or just a random, you're like you just think of the U.S.
big
You're like
cities.
New York, L.A., Miami.
Yeah, and I feel like it's Atlanta.
Yeah,
The 4th one is hard.
It
Okay,
depends what age demographic you talk to. You talk to somebody who's in their 30s, they probably gonna say Chicago.
yeah,
possibly.
Very true. That is very like anybody our age,
Possibly.
definitely like anybody our age. Honestly, probably New York City is probably not as high up as it would have been to somebody in their 40s and their.
I feel like New York City and LA are the unanimous answers, but 3 and 4, I get a lot of Houston. There's been a lot of Dallas. There's been a lot of Miami.
I'm not gonna.
New
So
Orleans.
I would say New York and LA are in the top 4 no matter what. But
Yeah,
I can't say they're always gonna be 1 and 2. I can't say
that's
that.
crazy.
I'll say
never
they're in
seen no one say they're
I'll
not
say
1
that.
and 2.
I'll say they're in the top 4, but realistically,
Literally,
I
I've
feel
never
like
seen anyone not say 1 or 2.
Like definitely in terms of black people, like any black person under the age of like 30, like Atlanta's like the Mecca.
Not for real.
Atlanta's like the Mecca to any black person under the age of 30.
For sure.
And that's why I say like LA definitely is still up there, but New York City's definitely not.
Yeah.
Does not have the luster and because of what you can accomplish with like what you had to go to New York City for and what gave it that feel of New York City. You don't like that. You don't need
But
to be in New
it's
York
just
City.
New York City is iconic, like
For
New
sure,
Year's
it
Eve.
always
Like
will be.
that's what
Always
I
will be,
mean. Like
and that's why I
no
say it will
matter
always be
what
in the.
generation,
It will
New
always be
York
top
City is
4.
gonna be in that answer.
It
Yeah,
will always be top 4 no matter what, and so will LA.
yeah.
And then it just depending who you ask. That
The last two,
those other
yeah,
2
I
spots
feel like,
could
yeah,
be Chicago, could be Washington D.C. Like
yeah. Like I
that's
said,
fucking it's a
I've
capital.
heard
That's a
New
fucking capital.
Orleans, I've
Houston,
heard fucking San
Houston,
Francisco, I heard
Hu-
Seattle,
like
What?
I can see
I've heard Seattle.
New Orleans for sure. Like Houston's the third. Houston's the third biggest city.
Houston, I would
Houston's the
put
third.
Houston like right in the next tier with
Huh?
Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying. Houston,
absolutely.
yeah, Houston and Chicago are like, right? And then once again, obviously this is a complete, but don't people sleep on Minnesota is a very underrated state. They have a major sport. They are one of the few states with a major pro team in every single major sport. They have very good business. They have very good landscape, like very big state. Like Minnesota is actually like the more I hear about and read, Minnesota is a super slept on state.
Definitely.
Sleeper state, super sleeper state. If we're ranking states,
The state of the lakes.
all right. Well, yeah. I feel like that's a good way to end it. Next pod maybe we'll get into that top 10 position list. How about that? That could be
Absolutely. I think that'll be a great topic.
All right. Well, that is it for me. The boys here.
Ooh.
For the
What an
people
episode.
who did joining. Catch the clips on socials. My Point Is Pod on every single social media. You'll find our personals somewhere around there. I'll be like shouting all this out, but yeah, that's it. And we will catch you in any other outgoing words, outro, anything? Where's wisdom?
Go Tigers. That's really all I got. If we lose to Clemson, I will no longer be a part of this podcast because I am going to go jump off of Niagara Falls.
In Minecraft. He means in Minecraft.
We're not going to end off that.
In Minecraft.
My point is, for the very first episode, I am very grateful to be with these 2 men up here, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
All right. We're not glazing that. We're not doing that.
I'll be glazing. My point is, it's gonna be fun. It's fun. That's it.
It's gonna be fun, but we're not doing no glaze session. All right.
Glazing is crazy. It was a sentence.
All right, we out. Yeah, that's way too much glaze. We out.
You're funny as it. Yo, light skin. So that's way too